The XUV300 is being referred to as a baby XUV500, but it is so much more than that. Well, for starters, it is a shortened and Indianized version of the SsangYong Tivoli. The Tivoli itself is a proven European product, and that means concerns regarding the 300's new platform, concerns regarding its reliability, quality and safety are clearly put aside. So does that mean that the XUV300 is actually a worthy purchase? So to help you decide whether the XUV300 is actually a worthy buy or purchase, here are 5 good things that work in its favor and 3 that don't. Now this is the W8 or the W8 options pack for the XUV300, and according to the CarWale app, it is priced at 11.5 lakh ex-showroom. Now, if you haven't downloaded the CarWale app, this would be a good time to do that, because apart from the price, it also tells you about specifications and features a car might have. Features is something the XUV comes packed with. But for this price, you get keyless entry and start, automatic headlamps and wipers, 2-zone climate control, cruise control, a 6-way adjustable driver's seat, a comprehensive driver information system and a touchscreen multimedia system. The latter, as is the norm today, comes with USB and aux playback, Bluetooth telephony, Apple CarPlay and its Android cousin. And it also comes with a sunroof. Now, I wouldn't recommend you do this or let your kids do this, especially when driving, because it's dangerous. Now, given the tall stance, the XUV300 might not be the best car for your tiny pug to jump into, but your parents would love it. Because arthritis or not, one can just slip onto the seats front or rear and be comfortable. The XUV has a practical cabin as well. So you've got these large, comfy seats all around. You've got good knee, head and shoulder room. And you've got storage all around on all 4 doors. Plus you get a central armrest for the passenger at the front and for the ones at the back, with a cup holder for my coffee. There are 2 engine options to choose from, a 1.2 litre petrol and a 1.5 litre diesel. Now both engines are refined, torquey, turbocharged, and both are mated to slick shifting 6-speed gearboxes. Now this one here is the petrol, and it's not as torquey as the diesel, but it's still very likable. It's got good throttle response, it revs nicely, and even though there is a bit of turbo lag, it feels more pronounced because of the potency of the kick that comes in past 2000 RPM. But even without the turbo on song, one still can't term the XUV300's performance as underwhelming. It's right on the ball. But it's between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM that the petrol XUV feels at its best. It won't set any quarter-mile records, but it does get you to 3-digit speeds with ease, and in pretty quick time. Plus, like the diesel, the XUV300 petrol has a slick shifting gearbox as well. Now 4 things define comfort in a car. You have good visibility, you have a pliant ride, light controls, driving controls, and of course the seating. The XUV300 has it all, but not in equal measure. So if you look at the visibility, it is near excellent. I mean, you can from the front, through the A-pillars, large glass area, barely any blind spots. Light controls, again, the clutch is light, the throttle is light, and then you've got the steering mode, and if you switch to comfort, the steering lightens enough as well. The ride again on the XUV300 is really good. Now we're on a flat surface, so it feels planted completely, but even if you go over broken tarmac or trails, it doesn't throw its occupants around. It just goes about absorbing almost everything. You can feel it, but it never gets uncomfortable. So it's a great balance between being plush and firm, which also means that around corners and in 3-digit speeds in a straight line, it doesn't feel all floaty. So that's good. Safety kit on the XUV300. You get 7 airbags, stability program, traction control, ABS, cornering lights. Did I say 7 airbags? It's the only SUV in its class to get it. Need I say more? Now the boot on the XUV300 is not so good, which is a little sad because this is an SUV, which means equal parts sports and equal parts utility. Now as you can see, it can hold a medium-sized bag and a check-in bag, and if you were to remove the parcel tray as we have done, you might also be able to fit this vertically up. Now let's find out if it can hold a full-size bag. Well, it can, but again, you won't be able to use the parcel tray, and it leaves just about enough space to hold your laptop bags. But if you still want more space, you could always drop the seats. The XUV300 doesn't come with an automatic. Now you have 2 engine options, both mated to manual gearboxes, and even though there's no automatic on the diesel, that's fine. But on the petrol, given that it's going to be used essentially in the city, automatic option would have really been a good addition. Now when you step into the rear of your XUV on a hot day like this and reach for your set of rear AC vents, you realize you don't have any. Now cars half the price get this feature, and the XUV, it prides itself in having every feature known to man. This is a sad miss. The XUV300, yes, it is a tad pricey, but then it compensates for that by being a very good package. You take the engines, you take driving dynamics, you take the features, you take creature comfort or the safety equipment on board, and it has all of that well covered. Does it have shortcomings? Sure. I mean, it doesn't have rear AC vents, it doesn't have an automatic option, and that boot for an SUV is really tiny. But it still is a very good purchase option. Now, if I were to buy, I'd buy the diesel. I like higher efficiency, better torque, but the petrol, that too, is really impressive.